Okay, I believe we are live. Hello, this is Trip from tripadvice.com. Thanks for joining us today, or maybe you're watching this a couple days later after it's been done. Either way, we're going to go over some great stuff in terms of how to read a woman's mind, okay? And there's a lot of stuff there, and you guys asked some really great questions specifically regarding how to read a woman's mind. Plus, there's going to be some other questions that I'll be answering, so good job. Love to see that. Real quick announcement. Follow me on Instagram, okay? I've been really active with Instagram. I'm doing a lot of traveling right now, so I'm posting a lot of stuff, showing you kind of what I'm doing. I've been giving you some tips in there. So check me out on Instagram. It is instagram.com/tripadvice, or just search it in the Instagram, okay? Very cool. So let's answer some questions today. How to read a woman's mind. So I picked out a few. Again, I'm not going to answer all of these right now. There's just a lot in there, and we only have about 20 to 30 minutes. But I promise what I'll do is I'm going to go back in to the comments after this and over the course of the next couple days, because I know more questions are going to be coming in, and I will answer them for you to my best ability. Okay? All right. So let's start with Mayank Bhattacharya. He asked a great question, and Mayank, you've been in the comments a lot. I want to say thanks for always being very active. It's really cool to see you in there, always giving me good thumbs up, and I like that. All right, hey, tripadvice.com. How can you tell what's up with a woman if she always texts you, acts but flakes on the idea of a meetup, hangout / going out? Is she genuinely busy or a weird mind effed chick? Thanks. Okay, Mayank, well, I've gotten this question a few times. I've also experienced this. This is interesting. I basically can say this for fairly certain. This girl's not genuinely interested in you, okay? She likes the attention. So here's what happens. You might get a girl's number. You might be talking to her, or maybe, I don't know, however you meet her, you guys are interacting and texting and maybe even calling. Although it sounds like this one is always texting you, right? Because that's what everyone's doing. And they text you, and you get responses, and sometimes they respond even very quickly, and they don't give you the one-word answers. They give you kind of like paragraphs. So they're very responsive, but they don't want to meet up. Okay, so here's the problem. Either they're just, like I said, they like the attention, and they like having you there and just being able to talk to someone, because it's nice to text someone. But she knows, like, oh, this guy's asking me out on a date, and I don't really like him that way. Or maybe you're already in the friend zone, so she wants to kind of let you know that, like, she's not going to go on a date with you, so you know that you're in the friend zone. So there's a lot of different stuff here, but all I can say is this. If the girl doesn't meet up with you, and the girl doesn't want to see you, and you've tried, I mean, at least a couple times, she's not interested, I would totally move on, okay? So Mayank, hope that helps. Move on from this girl and find someone that will actually meet up with you, because they will, but this girl, unfortunately, won't. Okay, Aleks N says, I don't have a question, but do you know something from psychology and body language tricks in order to read girls' reactions, whatever it is? Okay, there's some other questions regarding some body language stuff, so I might be repeating myself, but I'll tell you one thing for now. Yeah, there are some tricks. There's a lot of stuff. Here's one of the biggest things, okay? In terms of like reading a girl's mind and knowing if she likes you or if she's interested in you, because I think that's what you're kind of asking right now. Like, in order to read a girl's reaction, one of the best things is really paying attention to the subtle signs of touch, okay? So if she's touching you in any way, or she's moving close to you, or the opposite, right? She's not touching you at all, or she kind of is always staying separate and like a little bit farther away from you than usual in the interaction. And that's more like in-person stuff. I guess there's other reactions, I guess, via text and things like that. But I'm just going to talk about this one. This is one of the biggest tells. A woman, most women, not every woman is super touchy-feely, but a lot of women, they know that in order for you to get a sense of whether they like you or not, they're going to subtly touch you. They're going to touch your arm. They're going to playfully slap you. They're going to hug you, right? So that's one thing, okay? I'm going to move on to some other questions because I'll be going over some other things shortly, but that's a big one. So pay attention to that, okay? In terms of, again, we're talking about how to read a girl's reaction. Okay. Angel Salvador asks, when you talk to a girl for a while and when you stop talking to her and she is close by and you see her staring at you, does that mean she wants me to talk to her and she is interested? Wow, what a terribly written sentence, Angel, but I'll answer it. Okay, so when you talk to a girl for a while, she stopped talking. Yeah, I mean, you could probably assume so. I mean, if you catch any girl giving you eye contact from across a room, or she's, smiling at you, or she's trying to get next to you, something like that, you can assume she's interested, okay? We don't know for sure yet. I'm not going to say yes for sure, but it's a really, really good chance, okay? Now, combine that with her doing some subtle touching, then you can be pretty sure, again, that she's interested in you, okay? There's another thing here I want to talk about in terms of this question. You might have heard this before. There's a thing that is talked about in this dating advice, pickup community, whatever you want to call it, called assume attraction, which I really like. I didn't make that up. That's something I remember hearing a long time ago. Like, always assume that she's attracted to you. Assume that she's interested in you, okay? You want to assume those things because if you assume that she likes you or she's interested, you're going to act in a way that's going to show that you're interested. But what's going to happen is if you don't assume that she's attracted to you, you're going to be like in your head a lot, trying to figure out if she likes you, if she doesn't, and it's going to be kind of this mess in your mind, and then you're not going to be focused on the present moment with her and then showing her that you're interested, and it could screw everything up. So I'll touch on this maybe in another video, but think about that. Assume attraction, okay? Okay. How do you get a girl, this is from the Uncharted Gamer, how do you get a girl to want you if she already has a boyfriend? Okay, that's right. I remember picking this one out because I get this question all the time. And I think I'm probably getting this question from someone who's in high school. I know you guys don't put your age on here and things like that. But either way, I want to answer this question. And I'm going to answer this question every single time it comes up. And I don't care if I repeat myself because this has to be known. I want to spread this message throughout this little community that we have here, okay? Okay. If a girl has a boyfriend, if a girl is in a relationship, if a girl is married, woman is married, whatever, okay? You do not want this, okay? Basically, right now, you have this desperation mentality, which is the worst mentality, okay? And the reason why you have this, right, is because you're thinking, well, this girl's amazing, or maybe she's very flirty with you even though she has a boyfriend, and this is someone that you really, really want because you think she's pretty or you like her or whatever the reasons are, okay? But she doesn't want you because she's in a relationship. Now, it's a whole different scenario if she has a boyfriend, but she's told you that she likes you or something like that. But I'm not going to assume that with this. I'm just going to assume that there's a girl out there who has a boyfriend, who's with someone, and you're trying to go after her. And I strongly discourage you, okay, strongly discourage you to do this. You want to stay away from the women that are taken, okay? Think about it this way. You're basically lowering yourself and you're putting yourself in this low value position. I mean, this is like really bad self-esteem too. You're thinking, there are no other girls out there that are going to like me. This is the only one, and I need to get her even though she has a boyfriend, and I don't care if she doesn't want me. I'm going to go after her anyway. Again, bad mentality, desperation mentality. You have to get out of this. So, long-winded answer, but long story short, long answer short, don't go for this girl. Don't go for girls who are taken. You want women who want you, okay? Okay, let's move on. By the way, that was from Jeff Cakes. Good name, Jeff Cakes. All right, Mohamed Abdou says, hey, tripadvice.com, what are the things that keeps a woman interested in you and make her want to go out more with you? Okay, that is a very, we could talk about this for hours. In fact, I already have on this channel through many, many, many videos. So what I would do if I were you is I would go back, watch most of the videos on this channel, which will answer that question specifically. And I'm surprised that actually there's one video on my channel that it's one of my favorites because I think it's got really solid information on it, but it's not like the most popular video. And it should be, because it's called What Women Want. And I think that a lot of men, they don't really understand what women want. They're kind of just like, how do I get the girl? How do I attract her? What do I do to just get her to like me? Which are great questions, don't get me wrong, but you need to understand women. And that video, even though maybe it's like 4 or 5 minutes long, really tackles some great stuff. So anyone out there who's watching right now, go check that video out. I'll put that link hopefully in the description, Mohammed, for you. I'll reply to it and put that in there. But excuse me. Yeah, check that out, What Women Want, and you're going to learn some good stuff in there, because that's what you have to understand to keep a woman interested. If you know what she wants in a man and what she finds attractive, then you can start to understand more about how to get her interested in you. Okay? All right, cool. Let's go into Leon the Savage. He says, reading her mind, ? And body language, ? Okay. So I picked out this question because really you kind of just said it right there. You said it in your question. You said reading her mind and body language. Here's the best part. This is probably the biggest way, and I said this a little bit earlier, I'll say it again. This is the biggest way, Leon the Savage, and for all of you guys watching right now, that you are going to read her mind. It's through body language, okay? It's through being able to watch how she acts with you. Is she looking at you? Is she touching you? Remember, I'm just repeating myself here. This is all the same stuff you got to watch out for. Is she touching you? Is she looking at you? Is she asking you questions? More verbal, but see how she's positioned with you. The way that she's positioned with you when you guys are talking, you're going to be able to read a lot about whether or not she's interested in the conversation. So that's just the tip of the iceberg there. But just remember, this secret to reading her mind is being able to read her body language. Okay? All right, Jeff Cakes, the man with the great name, you're back here. How do you know if a girl wants to hook up at a party? All right, Jeff Cakes. Jeff Cakes, you take the cake on this one. All right, so very simple. If the girl's all over you, if she's touching you a lot, another one is if she keeps coming over to you and keeps talking to you at the party. Basically, again, these are more signs that she likes you and she's interested, but that's all the same with hooking up. It's all the same. So is she looking at you across the room? Is she coming over to talk to you? Is she making an excuse to come over to talk to you? Is she introducing you to people, touching you a lot, right? All the same things. That's how you're going to know if a girl wants to hook up at a party, or really anywhere, but yeah. Okay, Dragon166666 asked, how do you make a girl feel special and wanted? Good question. I like that question. You're a good man. Here's the deal. I'm going to make a video on this very soon. So stay tuned for a longer answer for this one. But I'll give you a short answer right now. If you want to make a girl feel special and wanted, which are key components to making really anyone attracted to you. It's funny how this goes across the spectrum here. It's not just for getting a girl interested in you. This is how you really get anybody interested in you, okay? And it's about treating that person, or in this case, the girl, like she's the only person in the room, okay? And not only is that respectful by giving someone your undivided attention, they're going to feel special to you. So I talked about this in where was it? Where did I talk about this? In my 5-day flirting course. Yeah, my 5-day flirting course, which you can get for free. Where did I put it? I think it's on one of the YouTube channels. If you just like type in how to flirt with a girl in YouTube or check that video out of my channel, you should get access to this 5-day flirting course, and it's free. Okay, and I talk in there about creating a bubble. Okay, you're like creating this imaginary bubble with the person or the woman that you're talking to, and imagine this bubble around both of you, and you're not thinking about anything else outside the bubble. Only thinking about you and that person, okay? And it's really cool. This is more of like a mindfulness kind of thing, but it's really cool when you end up kind of creating this space with someone that is like you're in this flow state, right? Where you're so present and you're so mindful, you're so in the moment with that person that you're actually not paying attention to anything else that's going on around you. You're so sucked into the conversation or the interaction or the flirting or whatever it is with this person that you're nowhere else. You don't even know where you are because you're just with that person right there. You're so present. If you can create that with a girl, that's going to be one of the best ways to make her feel special and wanted. And yeah, you can use that also with really anyone to form a really genuine, intimate connection with them. So there you go. Let's do a couple more questions. Maybe we'll do 2 more questions here, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so this is Tyler Ibarra. How can you tell if a girl wants I have sex with you? Poor grammar, Tyler. You probably meant how can you tell if a girl wants to have sex with you? And I like to tease you guys on your terrible grammar here sometimes. All right, so how can you tell if a girl wants to have sex with you? A few things. Sort of similar to what I was saying earlier, you're going to get the general signs of her liking you, asking you questions, touching you. Another sign is if you guys are texting, this is not necessarily that she wants to have sex with you, but most girls do want to have sex with you if they already like you. How soon do they want to have sex? That's another question, but they're generally interested in having sex with you if they're attracted to you for the most part. But if she text messages you first, that's a good sign. What else? She's all over you. Again, touching. She's all over you. She's like making out with you. She's jumping on your bones. Another thing involving texting is texting you dirty things. So she's texting you like sexy pictures of herself. If she's, texting you, I don't know, just anything that's like kind of dirty or risque, at that point you can probably assume that she wants to have sex with you. That was a little bit more of a broad answer. I know we can go probably more specific. I don't know if you're talking about like in a bar or wherever, but just assume that she wants to. Again, assume attraction and then go from there, okay? Let's go into the next question. Antonio Augusto. Hey, Trip, how can I make her feel that I am higher status than her? Okay. Interesting question. It sounds like it sounds very pickup-ish. I think I've heard this before. Like you want to make her feel that you're a higher status or a higher value than her. I've heard this before. Let me kind of set it all straight. It's not about being higher status than her. It's really showing her that you have status in general. It's not about like comparing like your status or your value, okay? You just got to show the girl that you have value, that you have status. Okay, how do you do that? Well, I think the biggest answer here is going to be through your life purpose, through your mission, through, I guess, your work, depending on what your work is. Some people's missions and work are combined, like me. Sometimes people work another job, but they have another mission that they're trying to accomplish in life, a project, whatever it is, goals, leaving your mark on this world. There's nothing more attractive than having that mission and life purpose. And when a woman hears that or sees that, she's going to be thinking that, wow, this guy not only has his life together, but he's really doing something with it. He's not just some bum on the couch who's doing nothing. He's doing something with this life that we've been given, okay? So now we're going deep, all right? And that's going to show, excuse me, that's going to show status. That's going to show value, okay? She's going to feel that from you. So again, it's not about like raising your value above hers. I know that there's a lot of people who talk about that. I don't even understand what that means. But again, it's just showing her that you have value in this world and you have life purpose. That's another conversation. We could talk about this for probably hours. But I want you to check out an interview I did with Leo Gura from actualize.org. So if you type in into Google actualize.org or trip Leo, actualize.org, you will find an interview that I did with Leo. We talk all about life purpose, okay? Talk all about that. And I think it's like, I don't know, maybe a 45-minute interview. So there's a lot of great information there. So highly check that out. Highly suggest you check that out. That's going to show, or you're going to watch that. You're going to find out about life purpose. And that's one of the best ways to show that you have status and value, okay? Also, you know what, I'll throw this in there too. On a more superficial level, your clothing, right? Wearing nice clothes, being well put together, having just a general overall good sense of style, that's gonna make her think that you have status, okay? And that you are of value. So you're just well put together, you look good, you smell good, those things all important for status, okay? All right, cool. We have a couple minutes left. I don't want to end this because we're doing really well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the questions here, and we're going to go right into the questions, and I'm going to pick out some more because I pre-picked some of these. Please hold. Bear with me while I go into the chat. Okay, live events. All right, let's see if there's some more questions to answer. Ooh, a lot more. Okay, let's do newest first. How do you, okay. Lo Marco asked 3 minutes ago, can you read their mind through text? A very good question. Can you read their mind through text? Absolutely. In fact, I think maybe text messages might be one of the best ways to read a girl's mind because, you know, if she's responding to you very quickly, if she's texting you first, if she's asking you out, if she's flirting with you, I mean, you know, all the texting that you're doing, you could read into that stuff. Here's the problem though, and I should have maybe said this as a disclaimer earlier, is that you don't want to overanalyze all this stuff, okay? And I know you're probably thinking like, isn't that what we're doing right now? We're kind of analyzing it. We are. You don't want to go too crazy with it, okay? Just look at the general signs that I've been telling you and pay attention to it and see what you can do with it. Assume she's interested and then move on from there. I don't want you guys to like be looking at your phone and reading like these couple of text messages over and over and like killing yourself because you're like, what does this mean? Does she like me? I don't know what's going on. Don't worry about that, okay? Life is too short to be looking at a couple text messages. Just move on. If you can analyze it a little bit, figure out what's going on, that's really good, and then go from there. All right, we'll do one more question. Hey Trip, this is from Viraj Campbell. Hey Trip, thanks for everything, but still a question, how to have a positive body language. I'm not gonna answer that because I have so many videos on body language, so look that up. Just look through my videos. I talk about body language in like probably 1 out of 3 videos. Let's see. This is an interesting question from Shrestha. He says, Why mostly women have pessimistic thinking, why they think, or why thinks negative about opposite sex all the time. They don't. They don't. We get that confused too. I know a lot of guys have asked me that before. Like why? Like there's a lot of man haters out there. They don't. Okay, they don't hate men, and they don't think negative about us. They like us. The reason why you might see that is because they're frustrated, just like you might be frustrated. They're frustrated with dating. They're frustrated with commitment and figuring out this whole relationship stuff. This stuff is it's difficult. It's difficult for men and women, and sometimes we can get really upset about it, right? So they don't have pessimistic thinking. If you see someone that's being a man hater, they love men still. They're just frustrated with something specifically in terms of, you know, the same thing that you're probably frustrated about. Again, like I said, getting that person interested in you. The Ace Mastr. I said one more question, but these are good questions, so I'm going to keep going. Trip, how can I get a girl to like me if I know she already doesn't like me? Again, you don't want a girl who doesn't like you. Okay, we don't want to flip this switch on a woman who's not interested in you. If you don't know if she's interested, that's a whole different story. Yes, you want to keep on pursuing that girl or pursue her in general. But if she doesn't like you already, there's so many women out there. I don't know why you'd want to waste your time with someone who's not interested in you. Okay, move on. Okay, what else we got? What else we got? How do you interact with a girl who has not dated many guys? Okay, Eddie Hong says, how do you interact with a girl that has not dated many guys in the past and isn't apt to read your body language, what you're saying, and how you say things? Okay, interesting. She hasn't dated. That's an interesting question. If a girl hasn't dated many guys in the past, I mean, the thing is it's not necessarily about it's not necessarily about the experience that she might have had in the past. When it comes to body language and how you say things, this is just like primal stuff. This is just human interaction. She's going to be able to read your body language. She's going to be able to hopefully interpret the things that you're saying and the way you're flirting with her. She'll pick up on those things because, again, this is going back to how humans were, how we've developed, right? We're able to read body language, we're reading it. It's all very subconscious. So I guess my answer to this is she'll be able to, is it's all happening on this subconscious level. Okay. All right, we'll do one more and then we'll call it a day here because it's about a half an hour in. Okay, what else we got? Okay, sometimes you guys ask questions and I don't understand the grammar. It's so poor that I have no idea what you're asking. So take your time when you write this stuff. Or you might be out of the United States, which I understand. You tried your best. Okay, no. We'll answer that later. What else? How to overcome the problem of being older? Here's a good one. Cristian Rios asked, how to overcome the problem of being older when interacting with younger girls. It's so hard. Well, that's not very specific because that question is not very specific because you could be talking like you're 28 and she's 22, or you're like 50 and she's 18. So it's hard to really answer that question specifically because you're not asking it specifically. But I wouldn't think about it, right? Don't be too in your head about thinking, oh, she's younger than me, or she's really pretty, I'm out of her league, or she's got all these guys around her. This is the time that you don't want to overanalyze, okay? It's not a problem. Nothing's a problem until you make it a problem. If it's a problem for you that you're older and she's younger, then guess what? Self-fulfilling prophecy. You created the problem. Now the problem exists, okay? So that's what you want to stay away from. Overanalyzing what's going on with the girl on things that you can't control. You can't control how she looks. You can't control how old she is, right? You're attracted to this person. Go get her. It's the best I can say. Go get her. Yeah. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. Great questions. This was an awesome, awesome Q&A, and one that I was actually really proud of you guys because you asked some really good stuff here in terms of how to read a woman's mind. Don't forget, follow me on Instagram. I'm doing some traveling, posting pictures every day. You can check me out, see what I'm doing. Go to instagram.com/tripadvice. I'll put that in the description. Or just, go on Instagram on your phone and type in TripAdvice, and you'll find me. Follow me. What else? We're going to do another Q&A probably next month. We do these, every month. Want to hear from you guys. If you have any suggestions on topics you want covered in the Q&A for next time, write that right now in the comments. Write all caps and then put a topic, because I really just want to do this for you, and I want to know what it is that you are looking for and what questions you want answered. So go ahead, put that in the comments. I'm going to be in there answering to my best ability all the questions that come in. A lot do come in, and also do my best to recommend you other videos on my channel that you can watch that might answer some of these questions that you guys have even better, because there's a lot of videos on here. Thank you so much. Thanks again. Go to tripadvice.com for more information. I'll see you very soon.